Hi, I'm going to have a little bit of a recap of the small account today, and also a chat about why you fail as a trader. Roll the intro and we'll discuss it. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers. I am the Scruffy trader. No shock there looking at me. And what I'm trying to do is kind of put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So that sounds good. Click the subscribe button. Genuinely motivates me to do more. And if you've got a question, drop it in the comments below or email me. All my contact details are in the description. Very easy, man. So what are we doing? Well, all this week I've been doing a small account. Just wanted to show you from the inception to the completion of what can be done in a month. And I know it's not an amazing amount of money. I started with £200, but the results over the last 2 weeks I think have been exceptional because I've grown the account over 50%. I've kept my risk reasonable, and I'll get onto that in the series, because when you have a small account you have no choice but to take risk on. But I've been edging that down, I've been sticking to rules, and I've grown it to £307.13 as of today's recording. To me, I think that's good. But the best part of it is, up to now I have a 100% strike rate. And the reason I have a 100% strike rate is I stuck to my rules, and that's what we're going to discuss. So the whole purpose of this video is, at the end of it, I'm going to do a recap, verify these results, and you can see the last trade at the very end. But in the meantime, we're going to discuss about rules and emotions, because they are what are going to make or break you as a trader. Now, I had a good conversation this morning, a couple of emails backwards and forwards to Kevin. And I do thank you, my friend, welcome aboard, about strategy and rules. And he made quite a good comment about one thing he struggles with is following the rules. And that is the kicker. You see, if you're not following the rules, why are you trading? You're doing nothing more than gambling. Because if you go in to do a job, you have a set of rules that you have to do in that job. Sequence. If you're a mechanic, you can't sort of do one part of the engine and not do the other part. There is a sequence that you have to perform. Rules. Trading is no different. But the part with trading is, because it's based with money, money drives emotion. And emotion is evil. And when I say evil, we're talking the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And those are fear, greed, remorse, and anger. And I'll go through each of them because they really do wreak havoc. And when you're dealing with small accounts, there's another emotion that comes into it as well. And it's the one of, I couldn't care less. Why couldn't you care less? Because it's a little bit of money. It's very small. And you think, well, I'm only making £1, but that is your job. I'll just put that down there. As a trader, your job is one thing primarily. And that is to start with 0 and end with 1. That's your job every single day. Alright? And I know that looks quite simplistic and go, don't get it. What's the big boy on about? Well, it's very simple. You are looking to grow your account every day in a controlled and steady fashion. And if you started with 0 and you ended with an extra £1 in your pocket, you've had a good day. So 0 to 1. But the 4 horsemen can get in the way of that. Okay, so we'll do careless first, which is the one that doesn't really have a horse. You know, he's only little. You know, he might have a pony. You know, a little donkey, an ass.
That morning he got up early and he hadn't had any coffee.
Talking of asses. Here, Wink.
Yeah.
What's the chances?
What, you want a coffee?
No, I was hoping for something else actually.
Oh, the old gold bikini.
The gold bikini. No, the arse isn't coming out this week either, boys and girls. I'll just have a moment.
Well, hello. Ding dong.
It was a good moment. Sorry. No, these are the drivers of failure. And they really are. And a lot of people don't understand that when they come to trading. They genuinely think it's the click of a few buttons, and that is that. It is so much more. The mind game in trading is the one thing that will make or break you. You see, if you have a couple of £100 and you lost a couple of £100, couldn't care less. So that's the first little donkey on. You need to get rid of that. Treat every trade as if it's big money trade and it's the best trade you're going to ever have. And then that way you look for the best setup. That setup is driven by rules. You look at those rules and you follow them to the letter. And if you've done all your analysis correct, you'll win and you'll survive. But these little bad boys come into frame. And I struggle with it as well. This is why I scale. I scale because it takes this away. You know, I don't know how far a market's going to move. I really don't. Nobody does. But I've got a good idea because I've seen it before. But I'm not 100% certain. So I have to control these demons. Okay. And what they are is, fear is the first demon. You know. And why is fear going to stop you from trading and making a profit? Well, there's the big one, which is fear of missing out. You'll hear that all the time. FOMO. Okay? And that is something that drives you into bad trades because you see the market starting to move again, like into your favour, and you think, I've got to be in. I've got to be in. I'm going to miss it. So you'll click straight away. But your stochastic might say no. Your RSI might say no. Your awesome oscillator might say no. Your moving averages might say no. All of these things that you use might say no. But that little emotion inside of your head says yes. So you trade what you think, not what you see. And then inevitably it goes against you and stops you out. But if you had traded what you see, in other words, what the RSI told you, the stochastic, the moving average, CCI, awesome oscillator, see there's lots of them, you'd have probably been okay. Because they are derived from the one thing that is honest. Price. Price is king. But it's also kind of in disguise because sometimes you can't actually see what it's going to do next, which is why you need these indicators, structure levels to work to. So fear will make you jump in when you shouldn't. But it's also the other way as well. Because if you've got money on the table, you then become fearful of losing that money and you snatch it. So your target might be 30 pips. It moves 5 or 6 and you think, I've got some money. So you'll grab it. And you grab it because you're frightened of losing it. So instead of your 30, you got 5 or 6. Fear. Okay. Which leads it into the next big emotion. Greed. Greed is also an account killer. You would think it's a good thing in a trading environment. Greed is good. The more you get. But what it does is it makes you take a bigger risk, because you'll see it moving and you think, I can get it. I can get that little bit further. What's the market do? Turns round, stops you up. But if you'd stuck to your guns, target was 20, and you took your 20, result, you don't. You try and get 50. But if you looked at the ATR would have told you 20 was on the outer extreme, so you're probably overstretching it in the first place, and now greed has taken it off you. It's a terrible, terrible thing, you know. But also the other side of it is, it makes you put too big a size on. You think, well, I don't follow that one. How can greed make me put too big a size on you? Because you think to yourself, well, I can maybe put a $5 or a point on, you know, because I can get more money. I'm in the groove. I know what I'm doing. So you put too big a size on. Greed. Thinking you would get more money. But combine that with fear and a couple of other things, that greed is your worst nightmare. Then you lose it. And remorse creeps in. So now you're not looking at the markets rationally. You're looking at it with envy and horrible emotions run through your mind, because you'll see a trader that's doing quite well and you're jealous of that person because you're not making your money. So you try and emulate them without actually knowing what they're doing, because you're remorseful that you've lost some money. Instead of going back to your own principles and just going, yeah, if I followed that, back tested it, I'd have been fine. So remorse makes you do things out of character, and that's not good either, because now you're fearful of missing out and you're fearful of the money that's on the table, so that makes you make silly decisions. Greed definitely makes you silly decisions. These two decisions have lost you money, which makes you remorseful. So again, you're making stupid decisions. And then it comes down to the last emotion. And it is the ultimate emotion that will cripple your account. And that is anger. Because once you go through fear, greed and remorse, the only one you have left is anger. And anger is a powerful emotion, but it only works on a battlefield, you know, because that's when you get your adrenaline running, and that anger can save your life. But when you're on a trading battlefield, that anger will destroy your account, because you will revenge trade, and revenge trading is the worst thing you can do, because you're trying to get back what you've lost. You're lashing out at the market that's hurt you, and it never ever ends well. And the only way it can end well is by having a couple of superheroes, the dynamic duo.
Holy crucial moment.
Or what we call DP. I call it DP because it is two elements that I bang on about all the time, and it's discipline and patience. And if you have neither of them, you're going to fail. They are the best tools in your tool bag. Discipline will keep you on straight and narrow. You will follow your rules to the letter. Tick, 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 tick. Happy days. This is ready to rock and roll. And patience will keep you in the game, because you're not jumping in where angels fear to tread. You're waiting for that perfect wave, and then when it comes, you can ride it, because you've been disciplined enough to follow the rules and you've been patient enough to wait for it. So if you take anything away from this video, it is discipline and patience. These are something to watch out for. And if you can see them creeping into your personality, make notes. I'll show you some of that in just a second. You will find that you're becoming more profitable. You're better off trading once a day with a profit than 10 times a day with a 50-50 chance of a profit. I hope that kind of makes sense. So let me jump on to the screen. I'm going to go onto the broker and I'll show you the spreadsheet, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. See you on the other side.
Okay guys, so like I say, I'm going to do a little bit of a review of the challenge so far. We started on the 6th of October, which was the first full week of October, which is why it's a bit of an odd day to start, and it was started on a Tuesday. Reason being, I don't trade much on a Monday and I don't trade much on a Friday, and it's now 12:15 and I am done for the day. I only trade twice on a Friday, and it's only if the setup is valid, and it was today, and bugger me did it drop. Yes, there was a news event, I kind of fired it up, but I was short anyway, and if you're interested you'll see the trade at the end of the video, and it pulled out a reasonable return. And as you can see, it's all just pennies what we're dealing with. So you don't have to have a huge amount of money, guys, in order to start a trade. You just have to be realistic with your expectations. If you're starting with £200, you are not driving a Lamborghini. You're really not. I was very close to putting another clip up there, but should I not? Yes.
You ding dong!
Sorry. But anyway, story so far, as you can see, the funds up here is 279, but we've actually made a lot more than that, because I've actually been drawing money out of the brokerage account as we go, something that I do on a regular basis. Because if you see some of my other videos, you'll see that I'm a big advocate of only holding in what you need to cover your trades and put your money into a bank account. And the reason why I do that is very simple. If it's in here, I can lose it. Where if it's in a bank account, I have to think about twice about putting it back in. Now, I do have multiple accounts. I have shown this sort of in the past, but I'll always cut and shunt it. I will never give you access to my major accounts, simply because of the amount of money that's in there. And that's like me asking you to show me your credit card. You're not going to do it. But there's some arseholes out there that like to stick it in, because sometimes my videos jump about a bit. And that's because I often have a coughing fit. I've got a lovely scar in my throat, which you can see there. And I have nerve damage in this hand, and every so often I splutter. But anyway, sorry. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of money out. I'm just going to round it up, because I've already taken some out. It's going to be an odd figure of £12.50. And you'll be saying, well, why is it £12.50? Well, I'm about to show you. So let me pull up my sheet. In fact, I'll pull up my sheet, and then I'll go through the trades. Bear with me a second. All right, okay. Right, sorry. Right. Got my sheet back up. I was getting interrupted because somebody's in the corner of my eye here. You know, somebody who always seems to just pop up when the camera comes on. Although when I put the camera on a Saturday night, she buggers off and leaves me to myself. Sorry. Trust me, that's not a thought you want running through your head. But then again,
I told you, you fat fuck son of a bitch. Never touch me like that again. Let go of my balls. Shut up.
it's all right. It's Friday. I've had a great week. In fact, I've had an exceptional week. I've had very little hassle off the Popeyes. Mainly because I've shot a few of them in the foot, and to the dickhead who tried to blackmail me. I hope the boys in blue put you in a nice cell with Big Bubba. Serve yourself right, Ned. Anyway, what are we looking at here? This is what I've been up to since the 6th. As you can see, there's actually a 100% win rate. And it's all down to following a rule set. You know, as I was saying earlier about emotions and one thing and another. If you do not control them and you chop and change and you jump from one system to another, you're going to fail. Whereas what I've done with this is pretty much what I do every day. You know, I've kind of followed some of the same trades that I would normally do, because I often mirror, as you see. The basis was always the same. The difference is the amount of money. You know, and there's a few kick-ins to say, no, you're not getting enough pips and all of this. I don't give a toss what you think. I'm in this to be paid. I really am. And if I say that's reversing, I'm going to pull out at a profit. And then I'll reset and I'll do it again based on a set of rules that I have. And those set of rules I have are based on this smaller account and compound growth. And you've seen the compound. It's based on this. I'm building it up so that I can make something worthwhile. And the whole idea all the time is just grow a little bit every single day. Now we've just taken out £12.50, so we'll drop that into there. And we can see this £200 balance from the 6th, and I'll show you the deal tickets in just a second, has gave me £40 in a physical bank account. So that's £40 more than what I had. And I've only been doing this 2 weeks. And I know you'll go, it's only 40 quid. But it's 40 quid you didn't have. And it's invested money. I'm making the money work for me. Okay. It's grown by 52.4%. And it's given me a gross of 307.13. Now, I don't care how you wrap this up. To me, that is an excellent result. Can I do this on my large account? No, I can't. Because to turn £200 into £400 is it's not as difficult as it seems. It's tough in the sense that you've always got the risk against you. When you've got a big account, you can put a big risk on. You can go 10%. And the account can take it just because of the sheer volume of money that's in it. You've always got some more net worth to fight another day. When you have a small account, if you get dented badly, you may have to fund this. And that's the difference between big and small accounts. So what you have to do with a small account is you just have to have a set criteria, a basic in and out, and stick to it to the letter. And if you're getting paid and you're growing, like I say, I like to get over 1% growth per trade, and I want these more green than not, just so that's moving forward and I can see it. Because if I'm doing 1% per trade, this all compounds and adds up. And as you can see, it's £104. So I have more than done my daily goal. And bear in mind, it's only Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that I trade, so it's £15 a week. I have smashed this out of the water. So as we go forward with this, the next goal on this is a holiday. So the pie will change this bit here. So I'll just put holiday there, and I'll have a goal in my mind for a nice holiday. So it's £300 or something. And I'll see if I can turn it from that into that. And then once I've done that, you might want a car and a wig. And that's how you build it up. Okay. So this is really showing you exactly what I've done, there we are. We started on the 6th and it's had a clean sheet. Don't get me wrong, I have pulled trades which are technically stop outs. In other words, all I've seen is the price is reversing and it's coming down and just kill it. Because I'd rather kill it and get out for a pip than just see if it moves away from me and hope to God it comes back into profit. And don't get me wrong, on a lot of these it has. You know, it stopped me out. But I have to wait for the setup to come again before I can re-enter. Because for all it stopped me out, the conditions that I'm looking for have changed. So again, it's just being mindful of the markets. All right. So it's a good result. Next week, we'll be edging up to sort of 83p a pip. We almost get to the point now where we can open up 2 trades at once, which will make my life a lot easier. I'm not a lover of carving off because I'm only human as well, like what you guys are, and I'll try and push the envelope that little bit further instead of having set rules. See, when you have it broken up in the way that I like to scale, it takes that decision away, makes life easier for me. So one will shut at 10, one will shut at 15, one will shut at 20, that sort of thing. Whereas at the minute, it's going up to nearly 15, think, ooh, I'll hang on, and then it reverses and then it stops out. And now you only make 25p, as in this case here. So it's my own fault, and that's why I document it as well. As you can see here, silly error. I know it was an error. I know it was wrong, but I did it anyway. Why did I do it anyway? Because I'm bloody stupid at times. And we all make mistakes. We're not infallible. And that's why I like my fixed targets with scales, because it takes that away. Goes back to what I started with at the start about your emotions and how you let your mind go mental with yourself. And it's all fear, it's greed, it's anger, it's remorse, it's the whole lot, it's the whole kit and caboodle, the 4 horses of the apocalypse. And unless you can control them, then you're just going to see your balance go up, straight back down, up a little bit, straight back down. You must control these. And that's what this whole exercise is about. All right? It's all being controlled, being very thoughtful with what I'm trading. I'm not over trading. I'm just trading what I think is correct. And it's paying me. Simple, steady growth. All right? So what I'm going to do to finish off, I'm going to pull up the deal tickets so you can see it from the 6th. I'll let you quickly, there's your P&Ls down the side. A little bit of interest here, which is the difference between the figures. Okay, so I'll do that nice and slowly so you can see them. Okay. There you go. All right, then I'll pull up the deal tickets. I won't pull it up on the spreadsheet. I'll pull it up through the platform itself. Show history. This way it doesn't come off the screen, because again, some people don't like that detail. Right, from the 6th, got your interests, blah, blah, blah. And then off we go. Ah, bollocks, I've only done it on the 6th. Oh, it's Friday. What can I say? It's the 16th, so we'll do it again. Right. More detail. There we go. So from the 16th, you've just seen me take that 1250 out. Result. There's the 750 from the other one. And these are the orders. Okay. And little bits of interest, the other back's payments, all the way down. So there we go. I can't get it any clearer than that. And it's all nice, controlled, and easy. And that's what your trading should be, guys. Nice, controlled, and easy. Okay. So I'll play the last trade out for you just so you can see it. And I wish you all well for the weekend. But remember, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.